Hey, welcome back. Made it up to lesson number 3 in our series called The Big 5-0. 50 things you've got to know about Jesus. I think all the lessons are important because they will help you personally, especially this one. Lesson number 3 is that Jesus had power over the forces of Satan. Mark chapter 1, beginning verse 21 says that Jesus went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went in the synagogue and began to teach. The people were amazed at his teaching because he taught them as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. Just then, a man in the synagogue who had been possessed by an evil spirit cried out, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." "Be quiet," Jesus said sternly. "Come out of him." The evil spirit shook the man violently and came out of him with a shriek. Wow. Well, what does that lesson mean for us? I happen to believe that Satan is real. The Bible tells us that he has many followers that fell with him when he left heaven. The scripture also makes it clear that Satan has power, real power. In the book of Job, we found that he could inflict physical pain on people. He could control the weather. There's a great series of books that I like to read, and the first one is called This Present Darkness. It's a fictional book, but it kind of talks about the war that goes on between Satan and his forces and God and his forces. And in one illustration, how they describe it is that the forces of Satan are able to attack believers. They can't possess them, but they can attack them. And in one particular scene, there was a demon, and his emotion was depression. And he had latched onto a believer and had put those talons deep into the believer's back. And the believer felt discouraged and depressed and couldn't hardly move on. I believe that's real. I believe Satan has that kind of power. Maybe you're experiencing it today. You know Jesus, but you just feel like everything's going wrong. Maybe there's trouble at work or trouble at home and trouble at your job. Maybe Satan and one of his followers is really attacking you. This passage is a reminder that you don't have to give up. Satan has no power when he stands in front of Jesus. Jesus simply said, "Be quiet, come out of him," and that demon had no choice but to flee. There's going to be several themes that go through this series, and one of them is that, believer, Satan wants you out of action. If he can do it through his agents, through discouragement, emotions, depression, he'll do it. But this lesson reminds us Jesus can have victory. What do? You come into his presence and say, "Lord, I feel like I'm under attack today. I need your help." Ask him to put a hedge of protection around you so that these demons have to flee. My friend, you can have victory today, not because of who you are, but because of who Jesus is. The demons fled at his very words. They'll do the same thing when you run into his presence and ask for help. Don't give up. Run to him today. See you next time.